That's about the
We
extent.
haven't been checking on that.
Okay.
Hopefully I can get, I guess get someone to help us with that too.
Right. Yeah. And honestly, for it just being out there, simply put, for word of mouth business, it does its job. I mean, it's not. I've seen worse websites. It's actually pretty good. So if you guys are just wanting to send it out to cards, it's not. It does its job. It's an online business card at this point. What are some things you like about the website, and then what are some things that you don't like about it?
I have no problem with the website. It's just, yeah, I mean, obviously, unless you're specifically looking for us, we're not popping up like we would like to be, obviously,
Right. Oh,
for each category.
okay. So, just to give you an idea of some of the things that we are going to take care of and help out with. So, Google requires a certain amount of content on the website for us to get showing up. And so we completely take care of that. They look for about 200 to 300 words on the website for us to be found on. We take care of that within the first week. The other half of it is the coding and the updates, the stuff that you don't see. And so we're doing those updates daily, constantly, weekly, because Google's constantly changing. If we're trying to get your business to show up and we're kicking out everyone else in the top space, we gotta be working hard, right? It's hard to knock off everyone else. And that's why a process like this does take time. I'm not sure how upfront people have been about that, but it's not a matter of if we can get you showing up, it's just a matter of how long that takes. But the good part about it is once we get you showing up there, all we have to do is maintain it. All that sound good?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to show you some of the websites that we've worked on just to give you an idea of what we can actually do for yourself. Are you by a laptop by chance?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Let me go ahead and get my email up, and I'm going to send you a few websites that you can actually check out that we've built. And so we can go a little bit more complicated, have much more detail, or we can go a little bit more of this simplistic style. That's up to what you guys are doing. But all the websites that we make are custom. So if you guys want to make custom edits, hey, we have a great commercial we want to include on that, then by all means, we can do that. What is your email?
Info at EARSWisconsin, all spelled out.com.
Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's see, website examples. Give me one moment, bear with me. So I know you were talking about before how you guys are always looking for more, getting efficient. How many like mold remediation jobs, water remediation jobs are you doing on average right now?
Water is real hit and miss. I mean, there we're probably only talking a handful a year. Fires, probably talking one a year. Well, you have mold remediation. We're talking three, probably one a week on average. And then duct cleaning again is all over the place. Make it 10 one month and none the next couple.
Sure. Okay. So with the mold remediation, because hopefully we're not doing at least a fire a week, that'll suck.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's more our fires. We have that's more word of mouth from former, because obviously we have tons of former customers. If they know someone who had a fire, then they'll say, "Oh, call environmental and restoration. They can help you out."
Right. That's probably the one call you guys don't look forward to.
A realty group, he's in so we get tons of business from them too. But like I said, so being in business this long, we get a ton of remote business.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So with mold being a little bit more common and it not being nearly as sad, um, how many more are you guys looking to do consistently to where you guys are happy and then you're having to send it out to other people?
I mean, if we just got couple more a month would be fine.
Okay. And how much do you guys average on getting those in? I know it's a couple thousand, no?
Yeah, I would say the average is probably 2,000.
Okay. Perfect. So 1 or 2 extra a month, you guys are happy getting that in. I just sent you an email of 2 of the websites that we've been working on. I don't have a direct mold remediation company that I work with locally in Wisconsin, but these are the 2 companies still within construction, and we can get those designs in. Were you able to get that email? It should be coming from Chris at CityBlock.
Yep, I got it here.
Perfect.
Just went into Reds here.
Awesome. So Reds, you clicked on the Reds one first?
Yeah.
Okay, so Reds, a little bit more on the simplistic side of it. Home renovation, they just wanted a little more simplistic. Show off their pictures, show off their photos. Just go through there and check it out. Let me know some of your thoughts.
Yeah, that's a good looking site. Like I said, yeah, it's simple, but it's nice. And all the services. You can contact us.
And all the buttons work. So if you click on the contact us button, it's gonna make your computer prompt to actually pull up a calling dial.
Right.
The contact us page, we actually have a place to where someone can email it in. So if someone's needing to, maybe it's time of day, can't do it, we have that as well. I see that that's on your website, and it goes directly to your email. Anything on here that stands out in particular that you really like, or something that you wouldn't want on your own?
Well, it looks good. I like it's simple. It's clean. Yeah, like it's not too much information, but it's not. You know, I've seen 1, 2 page websites that just are terrible.
Right.
That's a good looking website.
Thanks. I appreciate it. That's something we are proud of. The next site I'm going to send you has a lot more information on it, but it's not as jumbled. So go ahead and click on that UES website for me.
Okay, yep, I'm in there.
Perfect, awesome. So this is an excavating company that we're working out with in Colorado. The very front, we have pictures that we can slide through. Their email, phone number, all had. And they wanted a lot more design, a little bit more in depth. They deal with a lot more commercial businesses.
Sure.
Ooh, ah. So what are your thoughts on this website?
Yeah, it's a nice website. I see their reviews on there, which that's something, that we haven't. We don't have a ton of reviews. I don't know why. We send emails to customers. Just, I'd like to have obviously more reviews on there.
Right. Okay. And
We're trying that, and that's something too that we don't. Being a small company, it's hard contacting everybody that we work with to try and get them. But obviously it's a nice website. Oh yeah, you can tell it's more geared toward commercial than residential.
right.
Yeah, it's a solid site there.
Perfect. So we can do a little bit of both. If you're wanting a lot more design and attention to detail, we can do it. If you say, Chris, I just want simplicity, I don't want to look too complicated, we can do both. So I can do maximalist and minimalist. Are you leaning towards one side or the other, just so that way I can have my guys check it out and go, okay, this is a little bit something we can work with?
Yeah, I'd say more toward the reds.
The Reds one? Okay, perfect. So that's a good reference point for us to take care of. Awesome. So that covers the website. Do you have any questions about it? Do you understand why it's important?
Yeah, I don't have any questions at this point.
Awesome. The next part that I want to talk about that you brought up already is the reviews. So we do need to get a little bit more reviews online. It's not going to make or break your campaign, but the more reviews we have, the better it helps. But one of the biggest problems is since you've been around for 30 plus years, you guys have a lot of information out there that is just lingering around. So I see you have multiple phone numbers online, you have multiple addresses, multiple domains. So the problem is, if you guys are trying to show up at the top, Google wants to see consistency. They want to make sure that you're a trustworthy business. You guys have been around for a while. I know I can trust you, but Google deals with a lot of information. So we want to make sure that your business name, phone number, email, and where you guys are located are all consistent online. So we don't only work on Google, but about 50 to 75 other platforms, including but not limited to Bing, Yahoo, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Waze, Uber, anything you can think of that you could actually search something up will plaster you on. And we do that for two reasons. Number one, to make sure that anyone that looks up your name can find you. And number two, if Google can basically see your credit score is at 800, they have no reason not to rank you. Does that make sense as to why that's important?
Yeah.
Awesome. So when it comes to actually getting started, it takes us about a week to actually get the website finished. I'm going to send you an email explaining, okay, this is what we need, phone number, all that information. It's pretty easy. Then it takes us about a week, week and a half, depending on just time of day and what we get done. Now, as far as service, because again, you guys don't want to be left in the dark. You want to make sure like, hey, is my website working? Are we being taken care of? This is my company. So I understand you guys are saying you're a small business. This is my company. So you're not talking to some guy sitting in a call center. I handle everything from top to bottom, from the beginning of your project to the end of it, to giving you the updates. You're not going to be speaking to anyone else. And so that gives you guys a little bit more confidence in, okay, I know how the campaign's going. I know how everything's working. You're not having a transition where other people are in that same position. Any questions or thoughts about that?
Not offhand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Okay, solid. So at this point, the only other thing that we would do is the ad campaign. So it's a lot more aggressive in that aspect. If you guys are trying to have consistent growth, grow over time, the SEO is mandatory. Every company should have it. You already know that. Whereas the ads, we can start seeing results within the first few weeks. Whereas SEO, it can take anywhere up to 60 to 90 days to start getting in that placement going. So with the ads, I can target certain areas, I can target certain zip codes, people who are doing certain searches. It is a little bit more of a pay-to-play game, but your return on investment is a lot quicker on that one versus SEO. SEO is the long-term solution, pay-per-click is the short-term. So do you guys know certain areas that you would want to focus on more than others?
Sure.
Okay, what are some of those examples?
The city of Milwaukee, all the surrounding areas, all the suburbs.
Okay, so getting a little bit out of the city and okay, perfect. And so what we would have to do with SEO is start at home base and then kind of spread out like an empire, right? So we'll still hit those suburbs over time, but we can basically skip the line with that pay-per-click. And that cost really is up to a budget standpoint.
And obviously we'd still need to be listed in Milwaukee, because I think people in the suburbs, if they're searching for mold remediation, they'll search mold remediation Milwaukee, not remediation Cudahy, which is a small suburb.
Right, totally. And that makes sense. We can just target those ads a little bit more specifically, so you could be in two places at once instead of just one. So it does help out in that aspect. We also help out with social media. I think for your guys' industry, we can definitely put some posts together, post consistently. But I think just starting out with as simplistic as you guys are going, I think we should just either be doing the SEO and the ads. Now, we've gone through everything. I know we've been on the phone call for about 20 minutes so far. I mean, do you believe that the system I've shown you so far is actually going to help bring in a couple extra jobs a month, put you guys in that top position so that way you guys can grow a little bit more?
Yes.
Okay, so, and as far as me, my company, do you have any questions about us?
How long have you guys been in business?
So we've been in business for about a year. I've been working in the industry for about 3 to 4. I've worked for the top media companies in the country, and I got to a point where I started getting irritated in the system I was looking at, right? I was seeing clients that had passion projects who weren't being taken care of, and then I just saw at the end of the day, I knew I could do it better. So I jumped up. Instead of talking to everyone about how I can improve their business, I wanted to start my own. And so it's been great. It's been fun since then. Do you have any other questions?
No, that's it for now.
Okay, solid. So as far as what we actually would be doing, so for the websites, the directories, that is mandatory. It comes with everything that we have to do to actually get y'all showing up. We start at $4.99 month to month, no contract. What are your thoughts on that?
It'd be 500 a month.
Yes, no contract.
I mean, that's a little steep, but it might be, we do it for 3, 4 months and see what's going on. Maybe I can bring that to my boss here.
Are you saying now or just later? It sounded like you walked into another room. That's why I asked.
Oh, no, he's not. He's off today.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And we could do, yeah, it's not bad.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm running the ship for the day here, so we'll have to talk. Yeah, he's gone through the weekend, so I'll have to get back with him on Monday. But I think this is a good start. I don't know if you could send me another email with more info on your company, and then I can bring this up with him early next week, and then I can probably do a 3-way call with him. When he's in the office here, we can give you a call. I'm sure you would have some questions for me too. Like I said, I think 500 a month is probably going to be a little steep for him, but with no contract though, is something we can just do. Yeah, like I said, for 3, 4 months, see what's going on.
Right. So,
Would that be after when you go on to just the maintenance? Would it go less than that then?
so
Like your minimum?
yeah, that's what we're working at. So our services, essentially, like we're doing labor. We're doing research on Google's keywords. We're constantly updating stuff to make sure that you get ahead of the game, as well as putting together the website build out and actually getting it running consistently. This isn't something that, like, probably 2-3 years ago you could have someone in the office do it part-time. Now it's gotten to a point where it's past it. I understand where you're coming from, saying it's a little steep, not knowing anything about the market or whatnot, but I am actually on the cheaper side of it when it comes to doing this. But at the end of the day, if I were to get you one remediation job a month, even in 2 months, that pays for my services. That's me doing my absolute worst overall, right? But as of now, how much are you guys spending with Angie's Leads?
I think it's like 400 a month.
Okay, so you're spending 400 a month with them, and then with the other gentleman that worked with y'all about a year ago, how much did you spend with him? Give or take. I know it was a while ago.
Yeah, it was probably. He only worked here he was part time for a couple of years, and so I couldn't even tell you.
Okay, so
Doing other stuff here, it wasn't just that. So you're probably talking. It was probably a few $1,000s of what he actually worked on for the website.
right. And so even for the website that he put together, I'm sure he was a nice gentleman or whatnot, but I know you've seen my website. You can see the jumps and bounds from what we can do versus what he did, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And I'm rising right now for $500. If I'm working 40 hours a week, I'm less than minimum wage. So when it comes to trying to put your business in a position to where, okay, we want to grow, we know we have to be online, can you guys justify that cost?
Right. I totally see what you're saying. I'll bring that up with my boss. Like I said, yeah, if you're putting in that kind of hours, like I said, as long as we're seeing the results, I think it's totally worth it.
Okay, perfect. And I appreciate that. I'll go ahead and send you some of my information over. I'm also going to send you what we need So that way we can already have some information and we can get to work on the website. Helps you put together some photos in the meantime. Do you know what's going to be the best time I can give you a call on Monday so that we can go over it?
Yeah, I would say probably around this time should be good. That'll be, obviously after we're going to be closed on Friday, so I know there's going to be tons of catch up come Monday morning. So we need a few hours to get going. Yeah, if you call me around this time, it should be good.
Okay. Do you want to shoot for, say, 11:30?
Sure.
Excuse me. Hold on. I'm in. Let me see. You're on Eastern Standard, correct?
We're Central.
Central?
Are you Eastern?
I am Eastern. That. I'm glad.
11:30 your time, 10:30 here. Yeah, that should work.
Okay, 10:30. Perfect. I'm glad I caught that. All right, perfect. So 10:30 Monday, and I'm also going to send you an email breaking down everything that we spoke about. So I understand we went over a lot. If there's anything where you're like, well, he explained this, I'm not sure, I'm going to have that sent over so that way it makes your job 10 times easier. I know it sucks being the translator sometimes, but I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. And then I never actually caught your name. Tony. Pleasure to meet you, Tony. If you have any questions between now and then, feel free to call me, text me, email me. I'm always here. I hope you have a good rest of your day, man.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
All right, bye. I feel pretty good about it. That's 2 meetings in one day. Called a close on Monday. Felt pretty good. He was just so mellow, and I'm not talking to the actual business owner, so he doesn't have as much pride with it. But I've already set up rapport. That is a warm follow-up. That is a meeting, call to close. Now he gets to translate a lot of it. I've fixed a lot of my mistakes from yesterday. I think my closing process, just from hearing that one, I'm going to listen to this phone call, see what I got to do again, fix it, rewrite it. But 2 meetings in one day, I'm feeling pretty freaking fire. And that was on the fly. So OTF on the fly. And yeah, I've only realistically made 25 dials today, and I've set 2 meetings. So my numbers are great. I found a new process with Angie's Leads to find what I got to do to get leads in the first place. And it seems like the people I'm talking with are good. I'm in a good mood, and the calls are just going overall better. The vibes are up. I know I'm not getting a direct sale right now, but the levee's gonna break. And as long as I keep working at this, it's gonna be good. I gotta get back into my gambler's mentality. And I know if someone's out there like, oh, gambling's bad. Well, everything we're doing here is a gamble. It's just gambling on my time in life. And I might as well freaking do it. I wish I could curse on here. But yeah, it is currently 11:18. I'm gonna take a little quick break. Just take a step back, probably review some of this, and then get back to it. But yeah, that is the first OTF that I have. So that's going to be part of the series. It'll be cool. It'll be good.